Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. One man was life-flighted out of Port Lavaca following a shooting. The details just ahead. And a report over a member of the House is set to be released today. More on the investigation coming up. Plus, the identity of a man shot and killed by police after crashing into a mall in Killeen is released.
And I hope you all enjoyed this last weekend. It was really nice out there because, well, for the rest of this week, we're going to be a bit warm for the holidays, except for Christmas. That's looking pretty nice with the front coming Christmas Eve night. But a front brings us some thunderstorm chances. We'll talk about all that in the weather coming up.
The basketball season gets underway in the Crossroads. See how a local high school is using some alumni help to help set the tone coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and happy Monday.
That's right. Happy Monday. Happy beginning of another week, and happy only 2 days away from Christmas.
And welcome back home. If you're visiting from being away at school.
That's right. Maybe you took a trip over the last weekend.
Moved out of state and you're back home in Victoria.
That's right. Well, welcome home if you're coming back, and welcome back to the warmth. Welcome back to Texas, where it's always warm, because this week it's going to be nothing but warm for the holiday week. It's actually, believe it or not, the first day of winter was this last Saturday. That was the winter solstice, and I can safely say, I think y'all can too, it does not feel like winter out there. You look alive in Victoria, a very pretty sunrise, partly cloudy skies out there, but like I was saying, it doesn't feel like winter. It's 59 degrees in Victoria, 2.4 degrees off of 55, bringing the humidity to a slightly moderate 87%. Definitely not high enough to see fog, so no need to worry about that this morning, and also no need to worry about a jacket. Maybe for some of y'all, because it's just a tad bit cool. We're on the upper 50s and low 60s this morning, a little bit warmer closer to the coast because you're next to that warm Gulf water. But why are we warm this morning, and why are we going to be warm the rest of this week? Well, because of this. Right here on the screen is winds coming out of the Gulf, out of the south that way, and that's going to continue today, bringing us back into the 70s and 80s for the rest of this week. But going into Christmas Day, we're going to have a front that's coming off the system up here or over the Panhandle. That's going to bring us some thunderstorm chances for Christmas Eve night. Could be maybe even severe. And we're going to take a look at the chance of all of that and more coming up later on Sunrise.
Breaking overnight, Israeli airstrikes on the Gaza Strip killed at least 20 people. One strike hit a tent camp in an Israel-declared humanitarian zone, killing 8 people, including 2 children. The Israeli military says it only strikes militants, accusing them of hiding among civilians. Late Sunday, they said it had targeted a Hamas militant in the humanitarian zone. And Japanese automakers Honda and Nissan announced plans to work toward a merger, forming the world's 3rd largest automaker by sales as the industry undergoes dramatic changes in its transition away from fossil fuels. The 2 companies say they had signed a memorandum of understanding this morning. Honda's president said Honda and Nissan will pursue unifying their operations under a joint holding company. Honda will initially lead the new management, retaining the principles and brands of each company. The aim is to have a formal merger agreement by June. And we have more details from Port Lavaca following a shooting early Sunday morning. The Port Lavaca Wave reports police have made an arrest. The Wave says police arrested Rene Xavier de la Rosa, age 22, in connection to the shooting incident. Police say it happened at Omar's Bar on Broadway Street around 1:30 a.m. Sunday morning. Police Chief Colin Ragnow says an argument inside the bar escalated when one individual shot a man multiple times before fleeing in a car. Emergency responders transported the man to Memorial Medical Center, but his injuries were so severe he had to be life-flighted out of the county. 2 U.S. Navy pilots safely ejected over the Red Sea on Sunday after the FA-18 fighter jet they were in was shot down by what appeared to be friendly fire. That's according to U.S. Central Command. CENTCOM said that the FA-18 was flying off the USS Harry S. Truman when it was downed. One of the pilots may have sustained minor injuries during the ejection. The guided missile cruiser USS Gettysburg, part of the USS Harry S. Truman carrier strike group in the region, mistakenly fired on and hit the FA-18. We'll go to Washington for more later. Police have identified the man they say drove into a Texas mall Saturday as 53-year-old John Darrell Schultz. Authorities say the suspect struck 4 people before he was fatally shot by responding law enforcement officers.
I cannot believe it. Up to now, I just cannot believe it. Residents in Killeen, Texas, reacting to the terrifying scene that played out at a local mall over the weekend. A 19-mile police chase ending with the driver plowing his truck into a shopping mall Saturday, hitting people as he drove through a JCPenney.
Driving through the store, actively running people over. He traveled several hundred yards.
Police say it started when a highway patrol trooper tried to stop a pickup truck.
Mel was called in as a possible DWI driver. The driver failed to yield right away to the trooper. The suspect traveled westbound.
A witness said while she was in the mall parking lot, her dash cam partially captured the police chase on a nearby highway, which runs adjacent to the mall.
The chase was coming towards us, and the driver was turning towards the mall.
Exited the highway, entered the Killeen Mall parking lot. He did drive through the front door of the JCPenney store, striking 4 people. Those people were transported with some severe to minor injuries.
Troopers and local police followed on foot, ultimately shooting and killing the driver. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
The House Ethics Committee report on former Representative Matt Gaetz is expected to be released today. The House Ethics Committee secretly voted earlier this month to release the report after the final House voting day of the year. This is a reversal from the committee's decision in November to keep it under wraps. The report was the result of an investigation looking into alleged drug use, possible sexual misconduct involving a minor, questionable financial activity, and other allegations against the Florida Republican. He resigned from Congress after President-elect Trump nominated him to be Attorney General before withdrawing his nomination. The Director of Public Works in Seadrift is stepping down. Robert Bryant submitted his resignation Thursday. Our partners at the Port Lavaca Wave say Bryant's announcement about leaving the city sparked a big reaction from the Seadrift community. Many people share their support, praising his work to keep the city and community in good shape. Others criticized his resignation and pointed fingers at the current Seadrift City Council for driving him away. One Seadrift resident who wants to stay anonymous feels the city needs to look further into what's really going on. The November unemployment rate in Victoria County rose from October. The Texas Workforce Commission reports the Victoria County unemployment rate for November was 4.3% compared to 4.2% in October. 1 year ago, the Victoria unemployment rate was 3.6%. And the seasonally adjusted Texas unemployment rate is at 4.2%, a record high for the Texas civilian labor force with over 15.5 million people employed. Texas added 9,100 over the last month. Remember, follow us on our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:37 on our Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. The holiday cheer is here and Christmas is near. We'll show you how a parks displaying Cuero can help get you in the Christmas spirit.
This morning, a full investigation after a Navy fighter jet was shot down apparently by friendly fire over the Red Sea. I'm Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with details on how this happened and what comes next.
And also coming up next after the break in the full forecast today all across Texas, it's going to be a bit warm and nice. I'll tell you how nice I think it's going to be near you. But coming up later on Sunrise, we've got some thunderstorms possible for tomorrow night, maybe some severe weather. We'll look at that later. Well, good morning, Crossroads. You're looking live in Cuero. You can see pretty clear out there. There are a couple passing clouds over us this morning, but nonetheless, with a couple clouds over us lasting all day today and some sunshine, it's going to be a warm one. Right now, we're already pretty warm out there right now, sitting at 60 flat in Cuero. It's pretty warm, nice warm to me, especially warm for mid-December. 55-degree dew point, though, 5 degrees off, bringing the humidity to 83%. Still no need to worry about fog this morning. But today, you might maybe need to worry about a little bit of rain. Chances are only at 20% today. It's going to be really spotty in nature if you do see any rain out there today on the radar. And I do think most of the rain activity will be in the morning time, because here's 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 and noon time right here. Like I said, I think most of the rain activity is going to be in the morning time. It's spotty in nature, really light showers out there, if anything, no thunderstorms. Because as we go into the afternoon time, I think there might be a few showers left over in our eastern counties, but for most of us, the cloud cover is going to start decreasing down to mostly sunny skies before more partly cloudy skies continue going into the overnight tonight. But with the partly cloudy skies over us today, decreasing down to mostly sunny for the afternoon, it is going to be a lovely day today. I'm thinking it's 77 for the high in Victoria. 78 for the high in Cuero, and I'm thinking 75, 76 today in Port Lavaca. Before the clouds returning overnight tonight are going to keep us in the low and mid 60s for lows tonight. But in the background, I do want to let y'all know it's the time of year that we have some high cedar pollen in the air. That's why we got some high tree pollen out there today. So if you have those allergies, I'm going to recommend taking an allergy pill for today. Also some moderate grass pollen as well. So I'd recommend the allergy pill for today. I've had bad allergies over the weekend, so I'm going to go ahead and say take that pill. But for the rest of this week, though, I know y'all are not a big fan of the warm weather in mid-December, but it's looking that way for the rest of this week with highs in the low 80s and some of the mid-upper 70s. Looking really nice for Christmas Day, though, so we're going to take a look at that Christmas forecast and the chance for thunderstorms coming up next.
Do you get the chance to see former high school alumni dust off the pair and take the court one more time against current student athletes? St. Joseph High School is helping the Crossroads warm up for the basketball season by doing just that. St. Joseph High School had their alumni basketball games. The boys and girls were in action. The current Lady Flyers beat the alumni Lady Flyers. Although this was a free admission game, you could still say you got your money's worth. Here's a word from head coach Andre Thomas about the event.
Well, the thought process was try to get some of the past players to come out and the future players get an opportunity to see some of their mentors that played here before us, that kind of lead the way for us, and want to show that we're still one family as St. Joe Flyers family as one.
Thank you, Coach. Talk about a good event to help bring the community together and get a little warm-up for the season to come. Now, as I mentioned, the Lady Flyers did beat the alumni Flyers, but the alumni boy Flyers did go on to beat the current day Flyers. St. Joseph's next basketball team for the boys will be on January 8th at St. Augustine. But that does it for your sports. Until next time, I'm Ray Robinson.
This morning, a full investigation is underway after a U.S. guided missile cruiser mistakenly shot down one of their own fighter jets over the Red Sea.
This morning, a full investigation into a rare incident over the Red Sea after a Navy fighter jet was shot down, apparently by friendly fire. 2 Navy pilots ejected from the plane, both later safely recovered, one with minor injuries. The Pentagon says the FA-18 fighter jet had just taken off from the deck of the USS Harry Truman aircraft carrier when one of its escort ships, the USS Gettysburg, mistakenly shot it down. The U.S. military has been patrolling the area for more than a year. They're combating the Houthi fighters in Yemen, backed by Iran, who have been attacking commercial ships in the waters between the Middle East and Africa.
It's important to point out that some of these decisions are just a matter of seconds before they fire at, say, an incoming Houthi suicide drone. So it still should never have happened. Multiple things must have gone wrong for this to happen.
Several hours earlier, the military said U.S. forces conducted precision airstrikes against a missile storage facility and a command and control facility used by the Houthis. They also shot down multiple uncrewed aerial vehicles and an anti-ship cruise missile. The Red Sea deployment marks what the Navy has described as its most intense combat since World War II. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Following the Christmas market attack in Germany that claimed the lives of now 5 victims and left several hundred hurt is a memorial filled with hundreds of flowers, candles, and toys. From first responders to children, many have gathered to pay their respects, holding a moment of silence for the victims. On Saturday, a judge ordered the 50-year-old suspect to remain in custody. Cuero is spreading holiday cheer with Christmas in the Park, a magical drive-through experience filled with sparkling lights and festive displays. Cuero's Christmas in the Park has grown into a must-see holiday tradition since it began in 2000 with the lighting of the gazebo at Cuero Municipal Park, now featuring over 250 displays from Victorian and Western scenes to trains and gingerbread houses. It's a magical experience perfect for the whole family. This year they celebrate the 25th year of Cuero Christmas in the Park. It's open nightly from 6 to 10, including Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code on your screen to take part. We want to know, have you ever visited the Cuero Lights? Okay, let's take a look. 74% of you say yes, 26% of you say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. The time is now 6:45 on our Monday morning. Still to come on Sunrise. Workers from 2 major companies in the U.S. continue to strike. The latest just ahead. Oh, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Janae. Happy sweet 15 to our beautiful girl. We love you. Hope you have a great day.
Happy birthday, Janae, and happy birthday, Everett. It's Janae, by the way. Happy birthday, Everett. We hope you have an amazing day today. Love Mom, Dad, and Ambry.
And happy birthday to our new and wonderful son-in-law. We wish you many more. Go enjoy your day with your beautiful bride.
That's so sweet. Happy birthday, Trey. And Pearl Jam lead singer Eddie Vedder is turning 60 today. Happy birthday, Mr. Eddie. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
All right, the time is now 6:46 on our Monday morning. Happy birthday. If you're celebrating one today, or maybe you celebrated over the weekend.
Over the weekend, that's right. Happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're tuning in with us last week, you probably heard me talking about this upper level low pressure system that was going to be bringing us some thunderstorms for Christmas Eve night. Well, that looks like that still might be the case, because what you're looking at right here on your screen is the next 48 hours radar loop for the entire state of Texas. Right off the bat, you're probably going to notice up here in the Panhandle region is going to be that upper level low that we were talking about. It's actually meeting up with the surface low pressure system at the surface, that is. And both of those meeting up will form a cold front. It's going to be a really weak cold front, and you can actually see it as that front forms. It's going to form a line of thunderstorms right there in central Texas that will be moving southward as that front starts passing through us on tomorrow night. And right there you did see there's a line of strong thunderstorms. There is a possibility for, it's a very low possibility. There's still a possibility for some strong severe weather out there, but right now chances are level 1 out of 5, with the National Weather Service issuing a marginal risk encompassing parts of our northern counties. So just want y'all to stay weather aware for tomorrow night, just in case anything does happen. No alert days are in effect yet, but something could happen. That we're expecting maximum impact is going to be strong winds gusting up to 60 to 70 miles an hour and very tiny hail. We're talking a quarter to a maximum of half an inch in size. But after that system moves eastward, we're going to be left with a very nice day for Christmas. And then on Thursday, we're going to have another low that comes off the mountains, probably bringing us a near repeat scenario of the first. So Christmas Day looking really nice. We're looking for highs in the mid-low 70s, rain chances cutting off at 0%, and winds of the east-northeast pretty light. But we're going to look at all that more coming up later on Sunrise.
Now to the holiday travel rush as millions of Americans hit the road. Meteorologists are warning about nasty weather from the northwest to the east coast.
This morning, with more than 100 million Americans ready to take to the roads and skies, a fast-moving winter storm could be ready to throw travel plans into chaos. An Arctic blast has already dumped snow on several states from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts. And as we head into the holiday week, winter weather advisories are in effect for parts of the Great Lakes and northern New England as the next storm system moves in.
We're tracking a snowstorm that will bring snow to Chicago and Detroit by Monday evening. That then moves into upstate New York and western Pennsylvania early Tuesday morning. And by about 9 a.m. on Christmas Eve, snow anticipated along the I-95 corridor. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire up to 6 inches. And we could see a coating making for a white Christmas potentially in New York City.
But that could complicate things for the nearly 8 million Americans flying to their destinations, gearing up for long lines to get through security.
50 feet from the door, and then it'll be outside. So it's a long time.
The TSA is expecting a 6.2% increase in passengers at checkpoints compared to last year. But despite the crowds, many travelers say they've been pleasantly surprised.
It's been pretty smooth, yeah. So, so far.
For those opting to drive, you can expect plenty of company. AAA says nearly 107 million people will be driving to celebrations. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Amazon workers are continuing to strike across the country. Picket lines were continuing to grow outside Amazon facilities in Queens over the weekend. Union leaders say Amazon missed a deadline to negotiate a labor contract with their employees. The workers are demanding better pay and working conditions. The Teamsters say they represent nearly 10,000 workers at 10 Amazon facilities, a small portion of the 1.5 million people Amazon employs in its warehouses and corporate offices. And now the Starbucks strike has expanded to at least 9 states. The Starbucks Workers United say union workers in Missouri, New Jersey, and New York began their strike Sunday after locations in Colorado, Ohio, and Pennsylvania joined the strike on Saturday. Workers United represents more than 10,000 workers at over 525 stores. They're seeking wage increases for baristas and an economic proposal ahead of their end-of-year deadline. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. 2 deadly incidents took place on a New York subway. We'll tell you more after the break. President Joe Biden is taking 37 people off federal death row. He announced he was commuting their sentences to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The majority of these individuals were convicted for low-profile offenses such as murders tied to drug trafficking or killing prison guards or other inmates. Only 3 federal prisoners will remain in death row when Trump takes office. They include one of the brothers responsible for the deadly Boston Marathon bombing in 2013, and Dylan Roof, who killed 9 people at a historically black church in 2015, and Robert Bowers, who killed 11 worshipers at Pittsburgh's in 2018. Authorities in New York have arrested a suspect in connection to a murder Sunday morning. Police say a woman on the subway was killed when a man set her clothes on fire with a lighter. 8 hours after the murder, police arrested the suspect at a Manhattan subway station while the investigation continues. Police have not released the name of the suspect but say he is an immigrant from Guatemala. This incident marked the 2nd death on the New York subway Sunday. Another incident just past midnight left 1 dead from a stabbing. The son of retiring Congresswoman Kay Granger of Texas says his mother is dealing with dementia. Brandon Granger told the Dallas Morning News Sunday his mom is currently staying in an independent living facility. The 81-year-old's office released a statement that said in part, Granger's health challenges have progressed since September. Granger has missed a number of House votes while taking care of her health. She last cast a vote on the House floor in July. Granger became the first Republican woman to represent Texas in the House. She was elected in 1997. State Representative-elect District 30 A.J. Louderback pre-filed 2 more bills for the 89th legislative session. A House bill and a constitutional amendment provide support for peace officers in Texas. The measures allow cities, counties, and any taxing unit within the state to provide property tax relief for full-time police officers. The property tax limits are provided by the bill are optional, giving local elected officials the ability to respond to provide the relief that best helps their communities. Louderback pre-filed 6 bills in total so far. In the last decade, the state legislature has repeatedly broadened Texas's human smuggling law. Officials say they're targeting Mexican cartels, but those arrested are often American citizens lured into becoming smugglers through social media apps. Read this story by the Texas Tribune on our website by going to crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And now we get a final look at our warm holiday forecast in a beautiful Port Lavaca sunrise with Parker.
That is right, Carolina. Look at this beautiful sunrise coming over the coast this morning. All sorts of colors on your screen. Got some pink, purple, blue, yellow. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful sunrise. And if you're going to go see that sunrise this morning, I might maybe recommend a jacket. We're not exactly cool anymore. It doesn't feel like winter for the 3rd day of winter now. 63 out there in Port Lavaca. A little bit humid out there as well with the dew point 30 degrees off, but not enough to see fog. So no need to worry about that this morning. And like I said, no need to worry about a jacket. We're all pretty warm out there. And with warm starting low temperatures, it's going to be another warm day all across Texas. Texas doing what it does best, warming up in the middle of December, middle of winter. In Port Lavaca, though, look a little closer to home. I'm thinking 75 for the high down on the coast. But y'all might have some spotty showers kind of nearby y'all all the way through the rest of the afternoon time in the morning as well. Partly cloudy skies in the background. And Victoria, though, I think the rain activity for y'all is going to be in the morning time. Maybe 1 or 2 left over at around 1 p.m. But 77 for the high today. And Cuero, a little bit warmer. I'm thinking 78. Same timing for maybe a few spotty showers in the morning time. But for the rest of this week, if you like that forecast, we're going to be just like that. Highs in the low 80s for late December holiday week. But Christmas Day, that's looking pretty nice with highs in the mid 70s and rain chances cutting off.
Time to get the heated jacuzzi ready.
There you go. I wouldn't even say turn the heater on yet. Turn the AC back on. There you go.
All right, well, thank you, Parker.
Of course, Joanna.
And thank you all for being with us this Monday morning. Join Shauna, Don, and Maclovio and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.